What is up, you guys? Welcome to Create the Life You Dream. I am Rachel Buselier. We are in summer mode. As you can see, the little one behind me, she is going to continue on playing, and we are going to be making our vision board. So the first thing to kind of start off with making our vision board is wear some comfy clothes. I have my Ravenclaw, my Quidditch shirt, I have some leggings on. I am like in the most comfiest that I can. That way I feel good and comfy when doing it. And on top of it, make sure you set the mood. If you want to put on some music because it'll keep your, energy high, go ahead, put on some music, put me on the side, listen while we make these together. And my other thing that I love to do is have a drink. So because today is like a rainy day, we have tropical storms outside and it's like a chilly rainy, I am going to be making a hot drink that is kind of inspired by butterbeer, but also coffee related. Now, I usually take premium grade vitamins, so I don't have to actually have coffee to keep my energy up. So I'm actually going to be having, it's basically called Cafe, and it's a coffee flavored beverage. The one reason why I'm going to be doing this is because of the fact when I used to drink coffee, I used to get really bad stomach aches, but I love the flavor of coffee. So we're going to be making a cafe drink. So we're going to do that first. So go ahead and get your beverage ready. I'm going to be making mine. You go make yours. And then we're going to jump into actually making our vision board. Okay, so I have my coffee. Ooh, jeez. My coffee flavored drink. I literally just have cafe with, I pre-boiled the water, and then there is just this caramel macchiato creamer to get the caramel flavored for like a butterbeer. And then I didn't realize that I had so little of my butter extract, but if you don't have butter extract, you can do some butterscotch, and it's kind of like gives a little bit of a butterbeer flavor. I'm actually kind of happy that it's raining and that it's chilly. It reminds me of fall, and I absolutely love fall so much. It's also like a few more months is going to be coming up to my birthday in the fall, so I'm all about fall vibes. But we are going to enjoy this drink, whatever warm drink that you have. If you're not ready, pause me, because I want to do this together. I don't want us to just, you watch the video like you're doing this with me. We're doing this together, okay? So let's go get set up by the computer. If you don't have a laptop, you can actually just do this on your phone. But I'm actually going to be bouncing back from my laptop and my cell phone. I'm recording on my camera right now. And I'm going to actually screen record, so then that way I could show you what I'm actually doing, so then you could also do the same thing. So let's go get comfy. Let's go find a comfortable spot. And mine is going to be my kitchen table, but if yours is snug in a corner, go get cozy, and we're going to be making our vision boards. Alright, so I hope that you are comfy. I am comfy myself. I also grabbed a snack. By the way, I got some carrots because sometimes I like to munch on crunchy snacks when I am creatively working on something. So before we get started and jumping into everything, if you are not part of the community and you just found this video, I had kind of already told everyone to download certain apps and to have everything prepared. So the apps that I talked about downloading was Canva, Pinterest, We Heart It, and then if you like using PicMonkey, feel free to use PicMonkey instead of Canva. I tend to like Canva because I can navigate it easier. If you have not downloaded all of those apps, definitely pause this video, go download them. When they're all downloaded, bring it back up this video, so then that way we can do this together. This whole point of this video is so I'm not just creating my vision board, but you're also creating your vision board. I'm gonna put my hair up because I like to have my hair out of my face when I am doing creative work. And if you have a paper and pen ready, we are gonna start with that first. The reason why I like to start with that first is because I like to organize my thoughts and organize the priority goals that I need to obtain. Sometimes when you're creating a vision board, you have to get really detailed to manifest what you want in your life. And it's hard to do that if we kind of have this general view of what we want in our life, especially if we're only looking at a 5 to 6 month glance. We're gonna do a totally different vision board in the beginning of the year in January, but this is kind of like for the rest of the year to jumpstart our luxurious lifestyle that we're forming and to go along with the workshop that is gonna be at the end of this month. So go ahead and get out a piece of paper. I have a notebook that I use as scrap or a brain dump, and I'm just gonna pull this out into a fresh open page. Now, how we're going to be doing this to categorize what we need in our life is we are going to be sectioning it off into 8 different categories. And we need to see what in our life is currently succeeding and what in our life is not succeeding. And we're going to be doing this by creating the wheel of life. And if you've heard of this, that is awesome. If not, definitely stick around and we're going to be doing this together. All right, so I have some markers. Addison's letting me borrow them. But if you don't have markers, it's okay. You can just use a pen to cross it out. I just like to use markers to categorize different colors so you can see the difference. Mostly for a visual for you, and because I don't want to say I'm OCD, but I just like being creative and just fun. So, that is so good. All right, so first things first. We are gonna draw a circle, okay? Basically a wheel. Try to draw it as big as you can on the paper because you kind of want to section it off into sections. So just like that. Actually, let me see if I have a dark marker so you can see it better. I'm gonna trace right over it. So then that way it's darker and you can see it on the camera. Now you can see it definitely. So when we section this off, we are going to section this off into 4 parts first. So I'm literally going to draw 1 line down, 1 line across, like that, a T or a cross, whatever you want to say it is. And then we're going to draw an X, so we're going to draw like a line through here and then a line through here. Just like that, okay? If you aren't done, definitely pause me. We're doing this together, so get your paper out, write this down. On each section above, on the top, we are gonna write a category. Now, I'm gonna go through them. If you, again, I don't wanna keep on repeating to pause the video, but if you have to pause me at any point, please do, so then that way you can do this along with me. So the first category that I have down is relationship. If you currently aren't in a relationship, you can use that as like close friendships that you have. If you are in a relationship, use that as your guide for your relationship, whether you're dating or married, whatever it may be. I'm married, so I take my relationship very seriously, and I like to evaluate to see where we are in a relationship, because I feel like for us to keep on growing as a family, our relationship is very important. So the first one is relationship, and I'm just gonna write that at the top. A little side note, I suck at spelling. So if you see any words that aren't spelled correctly, don't crucify me, because basically I live off of spell correct. All right, next I have is family. So family can either be your extended family if you value your extended family, or it could be your immediate family if you have children, or just have your brothers and sisters, whatever it may be that you see as family. Some people don't even have a family. They consider close friends as their family. If that's you, that's what you are gonna consider, because we need to make this as personal to you as you can. Now, if you find any topics on here that you don't relate with, don't put them down. Put something else that you can relate with, okay? But the next one I'm gonna put is family. Next, career. Sometimes having a side hustle can be your career, even though it's just a side hustle. that could be your career that you're trying to build up. Sometimes you might be looking for a certain career, like if you're going to college and you are trying to go towards a certain field, you evaluate where you are in that type of career form that you're heading towards. If you are in a current job and you want to make it into a career, like you're just an employee and you're looking to become management or a supervisor, then that can also be your career as well. A career is basically whatever you consider your highest value of your work ethic in a way, okay? Next is financial. So this is basically budget, spending, any like whatever you consider your financials, whether it's paying off bills or you need more money or you are doing whatever financially, that's gonna go in this section. So the next one is financial. Next one that I have is social. So for me, I technically don't really have like a lot of friends. Not that I like to keep my circle small. So I ended up putting social as social media because I connect with a lot of people on social media. I like to connect with people who are on a wellness journey just like I am. I like to connect with people who are Harry Potter buffs or anything to do with social media, whether different platforms or just creating other content. I am a creative weirdo, like I love creating. So social media is a big one for me personally. If it's not for you, don't put it down. But my next one is gonna be social. And you can also use that as a topic like going out with friends, especially because a lot of stuff is opening up. If you want to become more social or going out with friends or going to do stuff at events or going to fairs or carnivals, because I know it's like summertime even though it's raining. But if you're trying to go out socially or be more social on social media, you can put down social. Next, we are going to do physical, which is like under physical, I kind of do as like fitness, my nutrition, just anything to do with my physical body. And then after physical, I do intellectual. So this is like intellectual, but tongue twisters, guys. With intellectual, that has to do with personal development and mental health. I kind of combine those together for me personally. Not for you, you could split it into two sections. But for my intellectual, my personal development, mental health, if I am personally developing myself, it helps with my mental health. If I'm not, my mental health kind of overtakes, and that's where stressed out situations come and I get triggers and anxiety and just a whole bunch of downward spiral, which we don't need happening. So I'm gonna put intellectual, we're gonna evaluate where we are. Now, if none of this is making sense, it's okay. We're doing this together and it'll eventually all make sense in the end. Lastly, I have spiritual down. Now, when it comes to spiritual, I kind of consider that as self-love, self-care, my intuition, my intentions, my magical connection, my tarot reading, divination, just whatever it may be for you, you are gonna be looking that up. For me, that's what my spiritual life is. So I am going to put spiritual down. Now that could also be manifestations. It could also be putting the intentions into a certain lifestyle. For me, I put the intentions into a certain lifestyle, act on those actions to get the manifestation. So again, everyone is different. So this is what mine kind of looks like. I probably should have showed this along the way, but if it doesn't look like this, just do whatever is comfortable with you for doing it. Next, we are gonna section off this into 5 sections. So we are gonna rate ourselves 1 through 5. 1 being, we're kind of there, or we're not there at all, or 5, like everything is perfect, everything is great. Now, I like to constantly grow in my life. That's the whole reason why we are here making a vision board. And by doing that, you have to realistically rate yourself. If you feel like, for instance, in family, like your family is doing good, you guys are secure, and you know everything is working out, and you rate yourself as a 5, there's nothing for you to actually grow even more or upgrade in your life more for. So be realistic with your ratings, because that is going to change how you are with your vision board. Okay, so I'm gonna put these lines, literally gonna write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna show you before we move on to the next step, so you could kind of see what it kind of looks like. And you wanna try to keep them all at the same amount, and you'll see that in just a minute. All right, so when you finish drawing your lines, it should look like that. So you're sectioning off. I realized that I kind of did this wrong. So if for 5 sections, you would need to draw 4 little lines, and I drew 5, so it's kind of like 6 sections, but that's okay. It'll still work. We'll be working with it. So first is relationship, and I'm gonna do royal blue because it is my wife's favorite color. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the complete worst, 5 being the ultimate best, where would you rate yourself for your relationship? For me, if you haven't watched my retrograde video, it's on my social platforms on Instagram and on Facebook, where I kind of explain how our life is right now. We're living 2 different lifestyles, so I'm definitely not gonna rate our relationship at number 5, because I want to form goals and manifest us going back home and being together as a family and building a relationship stronger. I definitely want to go on a few more dates and just kind of find our flow even more as a relationship. But we are in like pretty good standpoint, like with actual relationship like together. So I'm gonna kind of like give it like a 4. Like it's not completely perfect. There's definitely some stuff that we want to incorporate in our relationship, but we're in good standing point. So I'm gonna give it a 4. So basically you put a line and then you fill in that part of the wheel. I'll show you in just a second. Let me just color this in. Like that, okay? I'm gonna choose a different color. Family, let's do orange. For family, I'll probably rate, now for family, it's literally my wife, our daughter, me, some, like, I don't have siblings, I'm an only child, so it would be like my in-law siblings, but for family-wise, I would probably rate that at a 3, because I definitely would love to build my relationship with my family more and do some more family activities, but a lot of this stuff we weren't able to do because of the pandemic or because of a certain legal situation. So I'm just gonna rate it as a 3 for right now. Plus I do wanna take a family vacation, so I know that that's gonna be one of the things that I'm gonna put. So just like that. Next, career. Now for me, I am forming the career that I want. As you know here, we're creating the life that we dream. For me, I wanna say, I'm gonna put it at a 2. It's definitely on the lower end. It is flourishing, but it's not where I want it to be. Like I see it going a totally different direction, and my wife and I are putting a lot of stuff together for our future career, especially because we do have a goal of owning a coffee shop too, which is not into any fruition at all yet, but it is on our mind. But within like the next 6 months for career-wise, I'm at a 2. I definitely want to build up more in my career, for family, for financials, for just all around wellness. Next, oops, the part of the marker just fell off. This is how like real this is and like raw, because we're having little technical difficulties. It is warm all of a sudden in here. I'm definitely gonna have to turn the AC on after this is done. Financials, we're gonna do green for finances just cause money, green, just finances. We're at an okay standpoint, but I would love for us to, we are looking to move, we need to get another vehicle, we need to have some more finances so we can do more things. So I'm gonna rate our finances at a 3, definitely. There is a lot of growth that could be in our finances for the next 6 months. Even with budgeting, like budgeting better or differently, so then that way we can have other things. Next, social. Let's do like this teal blue. Social, I've been actually pretty good on social with talking to people and posting motivational stuff. That's like, it's kind of like my hobby, and I feel like I give a lot into it. So I am actually going to put that at a 4 level because of the fact that it is a strong suit of mine. Could it get better? Yes, but it's not something that I really need to like have it as a goal, because it's just part of my daily, and I don't know, I feel like I don't need that much improvement, but yes, I do need improvement with learning different things. Ooh, there we go. Next, physical. As you know, if you are a part of this community and you've been following along, I reached 300 pounds. Have I been doing great on my wellness journey? Yeah, I'm taking my premium vitamins. That's what this is, wearable nutrition. I'm taking my premium vitamins. I've been eating healthy, I wanna say about 90% of the time. And I at least do a workout every single day, or I wanna say 6 times a week? 6 times a week. There's one or a few times when I don't do it because of like health problems or whatever, but the next day I'm right back into it. So how I am approaching it is good, but there's 100% can always do improvement when it comes to that. So I am going to put that also as a 2, just like my career, because there is a lot of room for growth, and I'm not fully where I want to be with my physical fitness. And if you don't know, I want to run a half marathon when I'm 30. I wanted to do it in Disney World, but I'm not 100% sure if I actually want to do it in Disney World, because I'm not like I like Disney, but I don't love Disney. So I like more love Harry Potter and the Wizarding World. So if there was an actual like race that ran in Universal Studios Harry Potter World, I would absolutely love that. I would do that in a heartbeat. But we're gonna kind of go, I'm kind of like dark because I know it's more lit behind me, but we're just gonna roll with the punches. Next, intellectual. So that is going to be mental health, personal development for me. It might be a little bit different for you. I would say that I've been doing really great with my mental health. I'm gonna rate that a number 3 because I am consciously trying to make sure that my mental health is good, especially because I am on a wellness journey. I'm an eating disorder survivor. So basically, I am consciously aware of my mental health because I don't want to relapse into my eating disorder. But I also have other mental health that I want to make sure that is in line for myself, for my family, and for our kids. So I am gonna keep that at a number 4. There is 100% more improvement that can be put into that. I actually have a really great therapist that I'm gonna be talking to again. We had to kind of pause during the pandemic, but I have someone that I'm gonna go over with my mental health goals and making sure that I'm reaching them. But for what I put in for the work for it, I am constantly either meditating or, well, meditating I would put under spiritual, but I am giving myself personal development tools and constantly researching and using those tools to help me. So we are gonna put that at a number 4. Basically, I don't really put anything at a number 5. Like, if I do, it's because there's a slight improvement that needs to happen, or we kind of try to keep it at a 4, so then that way there is always improvement. And that's not something to discourage you. It's basically to see what else can it be upgraded, what else can be improved, and the only way that we could do that is by being realistic of what we need to change or upgrade in our life. If you feel content in a certain area and you feel like you don't have to reach that goal, like if you feel like you're really great in your finances or really great in your career or whatever one relationship, you can put a 5. Don't get me wrong, like if you feel like you are at completion, that just means that if you got to a number 5, you don't have to look any type of pictures or inspiration to put on your vision board for that. I'm basically keeping it at a number 4 because in all these areas I want to see improvement within the next 6 months. And if you are just like me, you probably are looking for some type of improvement in your life, and that almost fell again. So put it as a number 4 if you are looking for a number improvement. Spirituality. My spirituality, I feel like, is really strong. If you're a different religion or have a different spiritual connection, you kind of know how strong you feel towards that spirituality. But I definitely want to express that more, and that for me it ties into magic and tarot and divination and just putting out on like full moons and super moons and stuff like that, astrology, all that bits, and being inspired more in it and kind of implementing it in my life more than what it is. Do I have yellow? Yellow is my favorite color, guys, and I love black. But spirituality, I'm gonna give it a 3. Now, if you put any other topics in your wheel or changed out any other things, go ahead and fill it out with a rate of 1 to 5. And when you are done, definitely we're gonna go on to the next section. So your wheel is going to look crazy. Look at mine. That's my wheel. So the theory of this, and I'm just gonna write this on the top so then that way you can look it up yourself. This technique is called the Wheel of Life. And it's basically a way to kind of assess where you are all around. Now, you can definitely go into each section, and this right here can also be different sections. Like you could go in each individual one and break it down. So say, like, for instance, career, okay? This could be the wheel of career, and you could have different topics for that career. So it could be, I don't know, education that you need for the next position, or if I worked in retail for 10 years pretty much, so like bringing in customers, how is your customer relationship, or how is your education on the product, and you could just basically put a evaluation, and it kind of gives you a broad idea of where you need to focus on for priorities and where you don't need to focus on. That way everything is balanced and there's not a side of your life that is shortened compared to the other side. We're constantly working all around, so then that way everything is getting amplified, everything is getting upgraded, not just one side of your life. Because if you are focusing on just one section, you are going to basically kind of feel lopsided, and some areas might actually fall even lower and some areas might get lifted. So we want to make sure everything is growing the same. So when I look at mine, there are 3 areas that are very strong, and these might be some stuff that we put on our vision board, but we don't need to put a lot of inspiration on it because we need to build up these lower ends. So we have relationship, which is really strong. We have social, for me, is really strong. Intellectual, tongue twisters, are very strong sections. So when it comes to those three things, I might find a few photos that are helpful, but I don't need to find a lot of them. The ones that are kind of in the medium are family, financials, and spiritual. So those are going to be the medium amount of photos or inspirations that we're going to do. And then for career and physical, those are my lowest, like they need the most improvement. So most of my vision board is going to be about each, mostly of physical fitness and career. Then what I'll look up is my mediums, which will be financials, family, spiritual, and that's it. And then the last one, which I kind of like fill in the random bits, random spaces, which is going to be relationship, social, and intellectual. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that you made your wheel. This is going to be like our guide of looking. Next, we are going to pull out our phones. I'm going to take a sip of water. I need to get back into drinking a lot of water. So I am gonna pull out my phone and I am gonna open it right up. So the first few apps that I basically had talked about was Pinterest and We Heart It. I like using those two websites and platforms. Now, if you're not on your phone, that's okay. You can find these online. I think it's like literally Pinterest.com or WeHeartIt.com. But I like using those two platforms because they kind of have really detailed photos and it kind of inspires me to find different things. Now, when it comes to looking up actual pictures of your goals, you want to be as detailed as you can, because you are posting something like extremely random. It's not going to inspire you to go for that. Like for instance, when it comes to like finances, if you're like putting a piggy bank or a stack of money, that's not gonna help you keep inspired. You need to, what do you need the money for? What do you need the financials for? Are you going on a vacation? Are you trying to get a vehicle? Are you trying to move? Like, and put those detailed items on there so then that way you know what you are looking for, okay? All right, so physical fitness, just keep on going through and figuring out what you need for an upgrade on your physical fitness. Or if you have a lower amount on something, go to that topic and figure out what you want to amplify or upgrade in that life. Now, for me, working out, the best workout for me currently is doing a bar blend class. I cannot, or home workout. I can't do intense workouts because I have 2 hematomas on my leg still, and I have a fractured, dislocated wrist. So by doing the bar classes, I'm able to still move my body and get the most out of it, but be able to do those type of things when I am injured. So I will look up detailed things that have to do with the way. It's hard to find bar blend for me, bar blend photos, but if yours is trying to go to the gym or trying to reach a certain goal for physical fitness, for me, it's running through Disney World Castle or maybe Hogwarts Castle, we'll see if they have one, but I would look up Run Disney because that is my goal for why I am trying to become healthy. I can't do that without achieving the other parts of the goal. So one of them is Run Disney. So I will save the photos of Run Disney or of people holding medals, or you know, even just running through the castle. Like this is super cute, someone holding their medals. I'm definitely gonna save that. Now, am I gonna do all of those races? No, I just wanna run a half marathon. I only want to run a half marathon as the one who is still working on running a mile. I will find different pictures that inspire me to actually want to achieve those goals, okay? And so this is like for me, I'm just gonna show you on here, but you could also see it on the screen record, it will have suggestions on the side, and you could go through those suggestions. So I just clicked running as aesthetic, and this is going to kind of start that journey of getting more inspired. Now, if you have a certain goal, like for me, running a half marathon in Disney World, I'm actually going to be finding inspirational photos that have to deal with that exact goal. Next thing, for me, it's career. For my career, it is basically mostly on social media. That's how I connect with a lot of people, but it is making premium grade lifestyle experiences. And by doing that, it includes the luxury getaways, it includes the car bonuses, it includes just all these different perks that I enjoyed having in my life. So to amplify that, or to promote myself even further on my career, I look for stuff that is going to help with building my career. One of the things that I love about the business that I'm in is it connects me with people who are on the same journey as I am, and that's basically being a better version of yourself. One of the things that I might look up is actually fitness BFFs. Let's do that, because my journey is off of fitness. My journey is also off of mental fitness, not just physical fitness. But one thing that I love is that building other women up and helping women find their full potential of where they're supposed to be in life, compared to letting background stuff kind of hold us back. Ooh, I love this one. I am like all about astrology and all about like darker stuff, so anything that kind of inspires me in that way, I'm like, yes. And I love this too, because this is inspirational in building a team, fitness BFFs, let's do wellness friends. Because sometimes it's not always about fitness, it's about motivation. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. But you want these photos to actually pertain to you. So you want to be able to look at them and have that interest spark inside of you and just be like, yeah, this is what I mean by that. If you're just having a picture of, you know, for your career of some type of businesswoman just sitting there, and when you look at the photo, you're like, I have no idea why I put that on your vision board, don't put it on there. You want to make sure that you have some type of connection with that photo matched with a goal. Next one that I'm gonna go under, let's do financials. So for me, kind of discussed this already, for our family, for financials, we need to find a smaller vehicle, so then that way we could travel around, kind of like the quick runaround car. So I am gonna put, trying to think, we wanted to get a Chevy Cruze, I believe it was, Chevy Cruze. It's just kind of like the vehicle just to go around. So I will find something that makes me think of that actual vehicle, that inspires me, that inspires my family, because that's what we're using our finances towards. And on top of it too, we also want to move. So I will kind of find stuff that is like a bigger apartment that requires money. Now the cool thing about this is, oh, I love that. But the cool thing about this is that you can also do video if you want, so then you could save it, or you can just do pictures. Most of the time I just do pictures. I'm gonna do this. I love this. This brings me peace and calm. It makes me think of a new place, because we don't have a big place right now. We kind of have a smaller place. And this one too, this is so cute. Save vision board. And this makes me think, okay, well, I want to a bigger apartment, or get a condo, or even we're working on getting a house, but it makes me think when I see those type of pictures that we're working towards that. The next I'm gonna do is social media. Now for social media, in a way, it's a way that I connect with friends, which is kind of like, it blends in with my career, because I do a lot of my career stuff online and virtually. So for social, I'm inspired when it comes to social media through other people and how they post and how they edit, because I do different things on different platforms. I do YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm not that much into TikTok. Like, I like watching TikToks, but I don't like creating TikToks. So I'm gonna put people who inspire me. And one of the people that inspires me is Anna Saccone Jolie, well, Saccone. Kind of put her on my vision board because I know that when I look at her, she's really about sharing her personal journey of her eating disorder recovery, also sharing her journey of being a mom, and just kind of finding herself. I put a few because when I look at her, I know that I like her style, I like her technique. All right, now for spirituality, that is the magic. So I'm just gonna put magic. Let's put magic aesthetic. Putting aesthetic kind of helps with basically giving you a general kind of vibe. So anytime that you see aesthetic, like as you can see here, it just amplifies it so much. Ooh, this makes me think of working on my spiritual connection. So we're gonna put that on there. And this is 100% custom to you. So once you're all done, we're gonna take this and we're gonna actually switch over to the computer, so you're not gonna see my face because I gotta put it on the screen. And we are gonna go through and work on saving. You're gonna save all these photos onto a folder, and then we're gonna make our actual vision board. All right, so now we are kind of like coming down to the actual making the vision board. Now that we have all the photos and we know what we were looking for, we have the vision, now we're gonna form it. Now I'm actually gonna put my glasses on just so I can see. I would go through all these photos. So I would save them to my desktop and then save them to a folder, so then that way all these photos are in one folder. Now I tend to like to use Canva. If you like using PicMonkey, go ahead and use PicMonkey. But we are going to just look up desktop wallpaper. Here we go. This is going to give the dimensions of a desktop wallpaper, and we are just going to create a blank wall document. So what I do is I pull it up. It's going to basically show the size. They will give different templates which you don't technically have to use. And I am gonna go to uploads. Don't mind my other stickers because I use Canva a lot. I'm gonna go under upload media, go under device, and then I'm gonna click on this vision board, and I am gonna click on all of these that I am going to be putting on my vision board. We're just gonna go through and upload all of these. One thing, I'm not 100% sure if PicMonkey does this, but the one thing that I love about Canva is that, as you can see, it will start to just upload them, and you could have all your photos in here. Now, the one also good thing too about Canva is you can go under this element section and you can look up actual more photos like cars or vacations or whatever if you want. I don't pay for the premium package. I just basically use the free version. And you are going to take all these photos that you have, and you are going to start placing them by dragging and dropping on here. And you could basically make it into a collage. So I kind of like scrapbooking in a way. I know scrapbooking was like really big when I was a teenager, so it's kind of like a virtual scrapbook. And you can turn the pictures and just basically make it to you. Now, if there's a certain picture that you're like, I don't know why I put this, either don't put it on, like I said before, or kind of find like a piece of like strip or put in an element and put it in a certain section, like for instance this skull one. Okay, I'm not gonna keep this here because I know what it means, but if I didn't know what it means and I'm like, why does I have a smoky skull picture through a mirror, I would put divination. If you're not magical, I like connecting and talking to the other realms. But anyways, so I would put that there. I don't think I even spelled that correctly, did I? There we go. Like I said, I live off a spell check. But then I will put there, and you can even change the word, like the text to make it look pretty or make it look really like enticing to you, whatever you feel like. And there's different options. Obviously, I don't pay to use it. I use a free version, so any of these ones that have the crown, basically you have to pay for. So I just try to find ones that like intrigue me and make me feel great. Like that one makes me feel really empowered and connected. So now I'm actually gonna get rid of it because I don't want any words on mine. I don't need any words on mine. I know what basically everything that's on here, what it represents and what it means. So I'm just gonna get rid of those. Another thing too is I did throw in some of my personal pictures, like the picture of my face or the picture of my wife or this one, because those are like, I wanna see more of that in my life, your life. So then what ends up happening is we download this and we save it. Now we are going to do this in different ways. So you could save this and keep this on your desktop, so then that way every time that you're going on your laptop or on your computer, it is a vision board that you're constantly aware of. This is not something that you just kind of plastered and, you know, put it on a poster board and then it doesn't get used at all. So we have the picture of what we were, why can't I, there we go. My mouse disappears sometimes. So we have the picture and we could save it, which I'm gonna save it anyways because this is my plan, my goal, what I'm looking at. And we can also make it as our desktop background, or you can split it up in half and put one as your, what is this, lock screen, and then the other one is going to be your home screen. So then that way you're constantly seeing your goals, you're constantly working towards it, because what you see is what the intentions that you're putting in, and you constantly get inspired. And that way your vision board is based off of those top priorities that we went through for the Wheel of Life on here. You know what you need to work on, you know what you don't need to work on. I hope that this was like informative for you guys. If this is something that you want to see more of, definitely let me know. At the end of this month, we are going to be having our Forming a Luxurious Lifestyle workshop. And if you have your vision board all set up, you kind of are prepared for the workshop at the end of the month. And starting next week, we're going to be talking details about the workshop and how you can fill out the information to join, because we are going to keep the workshop very small and a select group of people. I hope you guys have a great day, and I cannot wait to see your vision boards. If you want to share it, definitely tag me in it, take a picture and share it on your social media, or even just send it to me in a private message, okay? I hope you guys have a great day.